Hello guys, today I have a short and concise leveling guide for the Leading Arrow Surfcaster build for the upcoming event. Check out the build overview video that I uploaded a couple days ago if you haven't seen it. Initially I was not planning on doing this video, but after doing some practice runs I realized that the leveling, especially the Act 1, was not as straightforward as imagined. So I'm going to be covering the first 5 acts, which then is mostly the same as the classic Leading Arrow Ranger that we all are used to. I added some notes in the POE, so check them too, and you can ask me in comments if you have any other questions. So starting at level 1 as a shadow, we are going to pick Freezing Pulse as your skill while dual wielding wands, and we are going to use it until Act 2 whenever we find a decent bow that matches the same damage as Freezing Pulse. My recommendation is to save all the essences you see on your way, and in Act 2 you buy from the vendor a composite bow and use your essences on those. You can also use on those bows that you found there are 3 links and check the tooltip DPS and swap when the damage is more or less the same as the freezing pulse. Around level 14 we are starting to get the bow node, so it's not hard to find something that outscales the damage from the freezing pulse. As you will see in the footage, Piercing Pulse feels pretty good with the innate piercing, and it also deals a good decent amount of damage. We are going to link it with added cold damage, so look for one green socket and one blue socket, and also look for the 3 green for the LA setup in the future. I will leave in the screen all the gems that I recommend to get as soon as you can. Then for the Brutus fight, we have the option to use the Ballista totem with Kinetic Bolt, which won't deal much damage, but it will serve as a distraction while it will take the boss down. It will also be useful for Merveil, so if you can find a red socket paired together with a blue socket, that would be pretty good. We will ditch the setup as soon as we swap to LA for Sharpener Ballista, and later on for the Artillery Ballistas, which we will keep up to the endgame.
This is love's true face!
Okay, so for the Act 2, this is where we want to switch to LA. As mentioned previously, we are going to get a composite bow from the vendor and use our essences on it if we don't have a good bow already. Otherwise, we keep going with Freezing Pulse for some extra levels. For the bandits, we want to have Valvira because the LA resistance frees a lot of gear pressure, especially useful in the campaign, until we have a better base gear in white-yellow maps.
Goodbye.
Then we want to have our Mana Forge with Frenzy setup for the Frenzy charges, Halo Fights for more damage, Blood Rage that we want to activate to deal some extra damage on bosses. Then for the Act 3, it's all about new gems that we get there, so not many changes. We're going to swap the Sharpnel Ballista for the Artillery Ballista and pick Race as a reward to level the Gem of Hand.
The touch of God. Die in awe. This world is... It's funny, Your Grace.
In Act 4, pick Returning Projectiles and mark on hit to level them off hand, and if you find a 4-link, you can set up LA with lesser projectiles, and then depending on the colors you can add Trinity, elemental damage with attacks, or Air Fire, or you can swap Air Cold to Air Fire to then have Trinity activate. You have to get by with whatever you have at that point. If you don't have a 4-link in the Act 4, it doesn't matter, you will find easily in Act 5. And finally, in Act 5 is where we get the +2 arrows from the tree and +1 pierce. So we ditch the lesser projectiles and keep LA with Other Cold, Trinity and Returning Brush. Be sure to have 2 overlapping elemental damages to activate Trinity. And after the Act 5, you just can buy all the gems missing from Lily and socket them once you find the corresponding links. And the leveling goes the same as a ranger from this point and on. So I hope you guys have an excellent start tomorrow, get a divine or something good to have, and of course have fun, and see you guys, bye.